The 2 days here are about a conversation on how we reimagine our cities and our towns to make them more livable, more habitable and more sustainable for the future, because we, in the last 60, 70 years, have in most cases put a ring of very low density and pretty low quality car-based civilization around our cities, and we need to go back. We can't demolish that, we can't get rid of it. We've invested in it, we've committed our future to it. We have to find ways to densify it and make it usable for the 21st, 22nd and 23rd centuries.
My focus for the talk today was around city living, but it's about how we need to look at more than just the physical place and more than just the buildings and the infrastructure that goes with it and the economics. Whilst those are incredibly important and are key drivers, we need to look at and think about how cities shape our lives and how they have the power to change our lives. So everything from having access to, nature and the blue and the green, and how that can affect our well-being, but also having services provided for us like GPs, like doctors and dentists, and the leisure facilities and the cultural facilities that make us feel supported and cared for. That sense of belonging is really important in our cities as well, so that we feel we're part of something bigger. We have some sort of identity with the community and with the place that we're living in.
Ireland has also been very fortunate to attract a lot of companies, particularly FDI companies from the US and Europe, to the country. That's led to a phenomenal growth in employment and growth of our cities. That has also brought a lot of problems. And around those cities, we're surrounded by what we know as urban sprawl. And that urban sprawl creates traffic problems. It's not a very pleasant place to live, and ultimately strangles cities. The level of density of much of Galway's suburbs, and indeed most of Irish suburbs, is too low. It's too low to support public transport. It leads to a car-based society where to get a bottle of milk or buy the newspaper, you've got to get into a car. One of the things I'll be talking about today is the need to do what the rest of the world did. They have a category of housing called low-rise, medium-density housing. And that will be, I think, a game changer in terms of the form of suburbs. And I'm hoping we'll almost look on it as a new housing for 21st century Ireland.
My session was really around vision and potential. And in that session, we unearthed a lot of the challenges that we face in terms of developing our urban regions. And those challenges ranged from, I suppose, the lack of local government, lack of local authority and low levels of autonomy at a local government level, right up to challenges with our national planning framework and challenges around our cultural mindset about living in cities and what we need to do to regenerate our towns and cities, building inside the city and the barriers to that.
I've been talking about the delivery blocks around residential development, and we recognise there are big challenges here. And the big potential there is for state lands to play a role in terms of looking at how that can be repurposed, potentially to deliver affordable housing. And the Land Development Agency is working here with Galway City Council and partners to look at how we can unlock key sites like Sandy Road. And I think, it's a real opportunity for Galway to bring in that vitality and viability through opening up these key sites to deliver affordable and quality housing into the future.
I chair the Greater Galway Forum, which is looking at how we might plan for Galway in 2070s, looking over that long horizon. And universities are good at that, thinking over the horizon, and in that context we have that long-term sense, that sense of thinking about the future in a more holistic way with lots of people from different disciplines. This conference and the Academy of Urbanism captures that to a great extent, in that there are many people here looking to the future and looking at how we might make a better world, but working together to do it. Different disciplines, different organisations, different perspectives.
Discussion around Galway 2070 has been going on for about a year at this stage. It's a visioning exercise undertaken by the Irish Cities Group, 30 professional people working over 3 years, and they've donated it free of cost to the city. I mean, you just couldn't afford to commission this kind of work.
The health of the people that are living in the west of Ireland is dependent on the environment that they live in, the types of buildings, the types of houses, the types of cities that we have. And so it's really important for us within the health services that we're involved in this process, that we're engaged in this planning of trying to see what would Galway City look like in 20 or 30 or 40 years' time, and how will that impact on people's health.
Today I'm going to be feeding back the content from the discussions that we had in October, and I'm going to feed it back in the form of a charter with 12 main themes. The themes are going to pick up things like the future growth of Galway, the role of the town centre, city centre, and also the neighbourhoods, and other key themes like the role of culture and the importance of greenery and water. Things that we know, but it's trying to weave it all together.
It's been great to be in Galway today to share some experience from Cambridge, because Cambridge has been facing similar sort of growth pressures to Galway, but we've been having about 25 years to respond to that. So it's good to share the sort of approaches that we had in Cambridge, particularly the need to bring everyone together, to build a consensus, to have a clear vision for where the city is going, and making sure that all the different agencies are all cooperating and pulling in the same direction. Because it's only if you do that, and if people are prepared to cooperate and do their bit, that you can get a good integrated strategy.
Well, it's always great that planners are coming from all countries together to learn from each other how it can work. Well, for me it's so important to learn from each other, and I can see you can only find solutions for problems when you have the right organization in your area.
We've been blessed that the Academy of Urbanism has chosen Galway for this event, and not just chosen Galway as the venue, but as Galway as the subject for discussion. They brought context from other cities, Aarhus, Freiburg, Cambridge and others, right? And they've given us a tremendous start. That, allied with the phenomenal work of the Irish Cities 2070 group, gives us an incredible position to plan from.
The material today is a draft charter, so people will get the opportunity to review it and modify it or suggest changes to it, but they also can get the chance to sign up to it. So they can sign up to the principles and the proposals. So we're looking for anybody who wants, either as an individual or as an organisation, to get in behind it. And then we can see what level of support it has, and we can talk to the council, the universities, the RIAI and the Academy of Urbanism and discuss exactly how to take it forward. So it's an opportunity for people to get behind the ideas and also to amend them and tweak them a little bit.
In the session earlier on, I was explaining what the Greater Galway Forum is. Many members of the forum were here present for the 2 days and contributed. So it's a combination of people from public and private sector organisations, obviously the universities, state agencies, city and county manager, representatives of enterprise, large and small. And we come together on a regular basis to share context, identify opportunities for collaboration, and now most importantly figure out how we push this vision of Galway forward.
Overall, it's been fascinating, very energetic, very actually inspiring 2 days. We've had an amazing range of people. The star of the show was a 10-year-old who wrote in, Emma, and she wrote to the City Council, to Patricia Philbin, with an idea for a park for her dog and for other people's dogs, and a place where they could enjoy and relax, and described it in great detail.
My name is Emma Staunton and I'm 11 years of age. I live in Salthill and I'm in 5th class in Scolarissa. I believe Galway should have a place for the community to come together and socialise. My proposal is that there should be a park that makes everyone happy, including our canine friends.
Talking about a generational exercise here. You're not talking about setting the course of a city simply because, even 10 or 20 or 100 or 200 people think it is a good thing. This is something that needs to be discussed and understood and owned by everyone in the city, or all of the communities in the city, and they will all have a chance to make input into it, and we'd welcome their input, because at the end of the day it's their neighbourhoods. And if we follow this route, then there is a far better chance that we will have an inclusive, prosperous and proud city to look forward to.